Hello everybody, thank you for tuning in for another weekly reading. This week I'm going to be using my beautiful new Crystal Visions Tarot, which I just purchased recently. So I am going to shuffle the cards, and as usual I will draw 3 cards that are going to represent the energy for the upcoming week. Any themes, any insights that may crop up for us this week will turn up in this reading. And I will read each card individually and then tie them all together as a whole to get a story for us for the coming week. So I hope you guys had a good weekend. I wasn't sure actually if I was going to be able to shuffle on camera this week because I injured my hand. I've been on a painkiller and another prescription for the last couple of days, but it's starting to come around. It's starting to feel more, I guess, flexible or mobile, so I was able to shuffle on camera. So, okay, so let's draw card number 1. Card number 1 will be this card. Card number 2 is this card. And card number 3 is this card. Alright. Okay, so our first card is the Unknown card. Wow, okay. I have not come across this card in this deck yet. This is an extra card in this deck. The tarot has 78 cards. It has 21 major arcana, 22 major arcana, and 46 minor arcana. And this is an extra card in this deck, which I've not come across here. So I'm just going to look at this. Obviously, we see a woman here who looks very, very mystical, very intuitive. She looks like a reader. She's holding the crystal ball. She's got this raven on her lap. She's got a candle burning, and she looks like she's sitting in this turret castle room or something. So this looks like a very wise woman, a woman who knows a lot of, who carries a lot of wisdom inside her, and who is able to convey that wisdom to people. People come to her for advice. People come to her looking for answers. So this could be either you this week. People could be coming to you for answers. You could have a lot of answers inside yourself. You could feel like you're a very good advice giver this week and that you are just really kind of in tune with everything around you. You know, not just like the physical world, but also the invisible world, the spirit world, the world of the intuition, the world of the instinct, the mysterious, unknown mystical world. So this is very interesting to have this card come up. Pretty damn significant, I would say. Let's see how she factors into the rest of the reading here. This card is the 9 of Wands in reverse. Okay, so the 9 of Wands is all about, you're almost at the 10. Okay, so minor arcana cards, the suits, run from ace to 10. We're at the 9 here. So we're almost at the end of the expression of the suit. So there's been a lot of action, there's been a lot of activity, and you're just kind of standing guard. You've got all the wands around you that you've acquired over a certain period of time. You've accomplished a certain amount of things. You're standing there with this, you're sitting there with this lion, which is kind of backup for you. You're really, really holding on to something. You're really, really holding on to something that you have worked very, very hard for. And you're not going anywhere. You see how she's sitting there. She's got her feet very solidly on the ground, and her stance is kind of like, I'm not budging. I'm not going anywhere. This is where I am staying right now. And in the background, we've got this very red, rosy glow. The wands are a suit all about fire. They're all about passion and energy, and they can be about sexuality. They're about creativity. They're about imagination. So this card is symbolizing kind of like you've come to the fruition of something that you have been putting a lot of energy, a lot of passion, and a lot of activity into, okay? And you're kind of at the point where you're saying, okay, I have worked for this, and I'm not going anywhere. I am defending what I have worked for, okay? So that's interesting. Card number 2. Let's see what we get for card number 3. And And we, oh wait, sorry, before I turn that over, this was in reverse. Pardon me, I remember this was in reverse. Okay, so I interpret reversals to mean the opposite. Okay, so I would say the opposite of this card means that you could possibly be shirking your duties. You could possibly not doing all that you could be doing to advance your cause or to protect what you have worked for. You could be being a little lax and a little bit lazy and not vigilant enough. You see how the woman in this card is, like I said, she's not budging, and she's got this lion there with her for backup, you know, to make sure that nobody takes what is hers. Well, in the reverse, that would suggest that she is not being vigilant. She's being, you know, kind of careless and just kind of leaving herself open to, you know, to attack from people or to people kind of, you know, messing with her. So this card could be a warning that you are kind of being a little bit lax in something that you should be more vigilant about. Okay, so we'll come back to this. And again, so okay, so we got the Fool for the final card. So the Fool is the very first card in the major arcana, and it's all about being like a blank slate. Like starting afresh, like starting life with this extremely optimistic, carefree, energetic way. It's almost being like, you know, a child just kind of getting to run loose in a park, and they're just booming ahead, and they're just enjoying the moment, you know. The Fool is a great enjoyer of the moment, a great enjoyer of the present moment. He doesn't think too far ahead, doesn't let the past bother him or her. He just forges ahead with complete faith and complete belief that everything will work out for the best. He's a great adventurer. The Fool is a great adventurer, okay? And as we see, this woman is about to step off this cliff. She's not looking where she's going. And the Rider-Waite, the card is very similar. There's a young man who's walking along, carrying a knapsack on his shoulder, and he's about to step off the cliff, and this little dog is barking at him to kind of warn him, hey, look where you're going. But the Fool is not concerned with what he considers or she considers to be minor details. He or she just wants to get out and experience life and have a great time and just be adventurous. And, you know, he just thinks that everything is going to work out for the best. Okay? So what an interesting read we have this week. Let me take a look and put all these together. This card in particular is kind of blowing my mind a bit, but let's see how we can draw these together. Now, see, these two people are the complete opposite, okay? This woman is a big thinker. This woman knows everything. She is full of wisdom, whereas the Fool is a blank slate. The Fool is somebody who doesn't care about the facts. He or she is just willing to go out there and experience life and just assume that everything is going to work out the way he or she wants it to. But this person knows that things can happen. This person knows, you know, has a lot more life experience and a lot more wisdom and is a lot more insightful, okay? So okay, so what I'm getting from this reading is, and I think the Fool is tying in here with this Nine of Wands card. Remember how I said that the reversal means that you could be being lax or you could be not being vigilant enough? Well, that would definitely go along with the Fool energy, because the Fool is somebody who can be very reckless. The Fool is somebody who just believes that everything is going to work out no matter what. You know, he has no doubts. He has no, you know, he just thinks that everything is going to work out in his favor. And this woman here is telling you, watch out. I think this woman is giving you a warning. If you feel tempted to do something this week that is completely, you know, like you're just putting your faith in somebody maybe you don't know, or a venture that may not be, you know, that you may not have enough information on, that may suck up a lot of your money, a lot of your resources that you've worked for. Maybe somebody comes to you with a very tempting business offer that sounds great. but in reality is probably just great for them. It could be a relationship. You could be meeting somebody who promises you the moon, who makes you want to go venture off and run headfirst into this relationship when in reality they're not who they appear to be. This woman is telling you, watch out, you know, look at all the facts, look into this crystal ball here and examine things very, very carefully. I think we're getting a warning this week about potential danger here. Let me just look a little bit more. Yeah, guys, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting, okay? Be careful this week. Be careful this week if you are tempted by something that seems too good to be true. If you need to go to somebody for some kind of advice, somebody like this woman who, you know, is somebody who represents somebody with a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, definitely seek that person out and get a second opinion before you forge ahead with anything that could be foolish, anything that could be, that sounds too good to be true, you know? I mean, it's always good to think positive, and it's always good to, you know, do new things and try new things, but just make sure that they're really viable and that you're not wasting stuff that you have spent a very, very long time acquiring, that you've spent a long time working for. Okay, so I think this week is telling us to you know, be careful, you know, especially if you're signing a contract or anything like that. You know, look it over, have somebody else look it over. Whatever you do, don't do anything hasty. Don't do anything without really, really thinking it over and talking it over with somebody who you admire and who you respect. Okay, that is what I'm getting from this reading, guys. So with that, please, if you like this video, click the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And better yet, if you would like to order a reading from me, I will put the link to my services tab on my webpage. You can check out the kind of readings that I do. The kind of readings that I do will be much lengthier and much more personalized to you. So if you like my readings, if you like my style, and if you like the way I read, you would really like getting a reading from me, because it's much more, obviously it's much more personalized, designed to you specifically. And as I said, it does go into more detail. So please do check that link for my readings, and thanks a lot for watching, you guys, and I will see you next on Friday for our You Pick the Card draw. Okay, careful guys, mind those P's and Q's this week. Okay, bye for now.